Now Rassie has named his team to play against Los Pumas at Kings Park in Durban in the weekend, and I thought we'd go through the team together and share our thoughts and views and opinions around it. So let's get into the video and have a look at the team that Rassie has selected. G'day everyone, welcome to Inside Rugby with Mark, and if you haven't been here before, my name is Mark. I'm a Kiwi rugby fan. I live in Cancun in Mexico and I love talking about rugby, so let's get on with it. And I'm going to talk about the selection that Rassie has made today of the Springboks team to play against the Los Pumas in Kings Park, Durban in round 5 of this year's Rugby Championship, and we're all looking forward to this one, aren't we? So I'm going to go through the team, name the players and give you my thoughts about them and just where they fit into the bigger picture as far as I'm concerned in terms of their overall performance so far in this year's Rugby Championship and what we might be able to expect from them this weekend at Kings Park. So let's look at the box forward pack first of all, and we'll start off in the front row, and well, it's what we probably expected, many of us. We're going to see Oxen, Chair, Malcolm Marks and Thomas du Toit again. I say again because they played against the All Blacks, of course, in Wellington a couple of weeks ago. So this is going to be a very, very tough assignment for the Pumas, because I'm suspecting we're going to see Vivas, Montoya and Sclavi starting in the front row for the Pumas. And I think these three guys are going to create a lot of havoc for them. Now this is going to be an area of the game that I think is going to be very consequential when it comes to the outcome of the game. I think if the Springboks are able to get domination up front, they're going to control some quality ball, and as we'll see soon in the team selection, that could have a very positive outcome for them. So yeah, I'm giving the front row battle already without knowing the Argentine team to the South Africans on this occasion. And then moving into the 4 and 5, the locking positions in this game, we're going to see the return of Eben Etzebeth. I think he's been playing brilliant rugby this year, just between you and me, and he's going to be partnering up with Ruan Nokia. So a lot of good line-out ball coming South Africa's way, you would expect in this game. And Etzebeth, well, he's showing up more and more around the ground in general play, and he's been doing some very, very good runs in that green and gold jersey this year for the Springboks. So let's see what he can create at Kings Park in the weekend. So I think this tight 5 is going to be extremely good. They're going to provide that foundation in the scrummaging for the box, and this is where the Pumas are going to have to really man up and see how they can perform. So then let's move on to the back 3 for the Springboks, and no changes here. We're going to see Sia Kolisi, we're going to see Peter Steph du Toit, and we're going to see Jasper Wiese coming back in again, who made a big difference, I thought, to this Boks team in Wellington 2 weeks ago. So that's the back 3, and that's going to be the starting pack that's going to take on this Argentine. So what's my overall view on this? I think they're going to be too strong across the field, but I think it's going to be close when it comes to the loose forwards, and that could be a battle that the Argentines actually end up winning. So watch that one very closely. I know a lot of the Springbok supporters have got big raps on Jasper Wiese. He is a great player, but I think I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from the Argentinian loosies this year, and this will be one of the battles that's going to be worth watching on the weekend. So let me know in the comments what you think of this pack. Talk about the front row. Have they got it right? Has Rassie got it right? Talk about the locks. Are you surprised we didn't see maybe RG Schneemann starting again for the Springboks? And do you think the back 3 basically picked themselves after the Springboks performance in Wellington? Love to hear your views on that one. Okay, now let's move into the back line, and there was some talk, particularly from me, around this. I really thought Andre Pollard was going to start this game, but Rassie has rewarded what happened in Wellington to a large degree, and he's gone with Kobus Reinhardt at number 9. So there we go, the running halfback again. I thought he played really well in that game in Wellington, so he definitely deserves the starting position, although you all know that I love Grant Williams, but there's no room for him in this team this weekend, so we are going to see Kobus Reinhardt starting off at 9. And then Sasha, who left the field early in Wellington with concussion, he's back from his 2 weeks protocol around that, and he's going to be in the number 10 jersey. So the intention is clear from Rassie in my mind. We're going to see open, expansive, creative rugby, and it's all going to start from 9 and 10 for the Springboks. Don't rule out what Kobus Reinhardt brings to that dimension when it is about catching the loosies off guard. And I think that's one of the good things about this 9 and 10 for South Africa. They're going to be able to put the loosies of Argentina under a lot of pressure in their defensive line. They're going to keep them guessing. Is Kobus Reinhardt going to do some of those really great little sniping runs, or is he going to get the ball out to Sasha, and what's Sasha going to do with it? Is he going to run? Is he going to try and sidestep, or is he going to pass it on? And who's he going to pass it on to? Well, in the number 12 jersey this weekend, we're going to see Damian Deolandi back for the Boks, and of course we saw Damian Willemse start in that position in Wellington. Willemse is still in the team, we'll get to him shortly, but we're going to see Damian Deolandi at number 12. And then outside him, Kanan Moody is back again, and I really like this selection from Rassie. He's given Moody a chance to continue to build confidence in that 13 jersey, and I think that's what the Boks need to do, so a brilliant position there for me. And then on the wings, we're going to see Kolbe again and Ethan Hooker, and didn't those two guys play really well in Wellington? And let's hope they get a lot of ball this weekend as well. Ethan Hooker looks to be a fantastic winger in the Springboks jersey. And then in the 15 jersey, we are going to see Damian Willemse start this game for the Springboks. Of course, Fassie has had that operation during the week. He'll be out for a while, and in the meantime, Willemse is getting the opportunity to start in the 15 jersey. Interesting news out of South Africa this week that Willie LaRue has been spending a lot of time in camp with the Springboks this week, so obviously in a mentorship role, and he's been passing on a lot of things that a guy who's played over 100 times for South Africa can do to the Springboks team, so that's fantastic to see as well. So I think this is a really good backline for the Springboks. I see Reinhardt causing problems with those sniping runs. He typically scores a try in most games that I've watched him play. It's going to be interesting to see. A lot of you are saying, can Sasha stay on the field for 80 minutes? That's going to be one of his challenges, or at least until he gets subbed off. Let's hope he doesn't pick up any more injuries. And how is this combination going to work in the midfield between Damian Deolandi and Kanan Moody? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of that. No Jesse Creel in this game. What is happening to the Springboks? And of course the exciting wingers and the speed out wide with both Ethan Hooker and Cheslin Kolbe, and that's going to be a great matchup against Argentina. We're probably going to see Esgro and Carreras on the wings for them, and Malia at fullback. So I think South Africa is going to have the edge in the back three. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in terms of kicking strategy, and it's also going to be interesting to see whether these guys are able to beat their man on the outside. I'm suspecting that Kolbe's going to give it a go with his dancing feet to see whether he can get around the opposition. So that's the 15 that's going to start the game. What's going to happen in terms of coming off the bench? Well, Rassie's gone for a 5-3 split off the bench. Gone are the days of 7-1 and 6-2. Is Matt Williams finally right? Let me know in the comments what you think about his talk around the 7-1 split for Rassie. Now, nearly every South African game we talk about their bench, and we talk about the impact that's coming off their bench. So let's start off and look at the front row that's going to come on the field in this particular game. And first of all, we're going to see Jan-Henrik Wessels back, and that's a brilliant thing for the Springboks, along with Boan Venter and also Wilco Louw. What a trio to be able to bring on in the second half of the game, and I think this is where the Argentines are going to really struggle. Yeah, I think these three in particular, Wessels, Boan Venter and also Wilco Louw, are really going to put the might on this Argentine replacement front row when they come on the field. And then we're going to see RG Schneemann back again and Kwagga Smith. I think these are two of the best impact players off the bench in World Rugby at the moment. Schneemann, as I've said many a times on my channel, he's got that brilliant offload that he can do and set up a lot of passes for tries, but he can also score them himself, as we saw in Wellington as a runaway train through the very weak All Black defence. And Kwagga Smith, well, he got one as well, didn't he, in Wellington? And there's no bench in the world, I don't think, that would not want to have Kwagga Smith. So I see this bench being a determinant factor in this game. Too much talent there for the Boks to come off and really put it to the Argentines in the second half. So who are we left with in terms of backs that'll come off the bench? Well, it's Van der Berg, the halfback, of course, Manie Libbok, and Andre Esterhuizen. You can call him a forward if you want as well, so the potential is there for a 6-2 split, but it's also there for a 5-3. So I think that's what Rassie is looking at, and we saw the impact that Esterhuizen had when he came on the field in Wellington. So a really good team for the Springboks. I like the balance of this team in terms of there can be Tony ball played in the first half, there can be Tony ball played in the second half, and if need be, the kicking game is going to be there for the Springboks as well. So I really like the composition of the team. I like the fact that Rassie has stuck with most of the players that played in Wellington to give them a reward for that. And now, are we starting to see Rassie pick his team that's around the favourite team that he thinks can win them this year's Rugby Championship. Now, of course, when the Pumas announce their team, I will do a full preview video of the game this weekend. I just wanted to talk today about the Springboks team, share my thoughts and opinions. I think it's a really good team, and I think they're going to be very hard to beat at Kings Park in the weekend. Don't forget, they've got an 80+% win record, the Springboks, at Kings Park in Durban. The other thing we've got to ask ourselves, are we starting to see Rassie now transition some of the older players out of this team? That's something that we could be looking at. These young guys are getting a chance again, and when I say young guys, they've got experience in there. With Williams has won 2 Rugby World Cups already, and Kane Moody's been through a number of test matches, so it's good to see him getting another particular run. But I really like the team. Let me know in the comments what you think of the team, and is it good enough to beat the Argentine Los Pumas in Durban on Saturday? Okay, that's it for this video, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back again really soon with some more content. It's time to go away and keep working on United Rugby Fans, our amazing project that's going to launch around the world very soon. I've got more exciting news to come about that shortly, and we'll keep you all up to date with what's going on. I just want to let you all know that there'll be nothing changing with my rugby channel here. I'll be continuing doing everything that I've been doing since I started the channel in terms of game reviews and previews and all the rest of it. Nothing's going to change because of this other activity. It's just something that's keeping me busy outside of making these videos. Don't forget, if you do like the content, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll stop hassling you about it in the future. I'll see you all again really soon. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying your rugby across the world, and it's time to say adios from me. Bye for now.